Greetings, magical souls. I felt called to just do a fun little reading for everybody, just with these energies that we are in. And there's going to be four decks or four piles to choose from. I've done something a little bit different this time. There's 8 cards in the reading. It's something that I've done for Beltane, which is a pagan sort of festival or celebration. We probably more know it as May Day. So it's like the 1st and 2nd of May. And it's a really exciting time of the year because there's a lot of magic and different energies coming in. And it doesn't really matter whether it's you're going into summer or going into winter. There's still this energy of rebirth and love and joy and magic and the veil being thin. The celebration or this time of Beltane is thought to be a time when the veils are thin, like they are at what we know as Halloween. Here are the 4 images that I want to show you. So right now, see which one is calling to you, the red, the purple, the brown, or the green. So is it the moth? Is it spider? Is it buffalo? Or is it koi? And then this video will be time-stamped, and now you just need to go to the one that is called to you. I hope you enjoy this little bit of fun, and I don't know, maybe it sparks something for you or gives you something to ponder with the approaching 1st of May. So the first card is your current self. So what energy are you standing in right now? Where are you starting from? The card that comes up is the focus card. This would be for somebody who is, if you've been trying to focus on something, if you've got an idea that's brewing, or if there's something that you're trying to really work towards. If this is you, if this is calling to you, so this is the energy that you are standing in right now. And if you see on the card there is a butterfly here as well. I feel like there could be some change on the horizon for you. And obviously, if it's something that you have been trying to focus on or bring in, there is that. But don't be surprised if it ends up being different from what you thought. And on that note, remember that when you focus on something, to not be attached to the idea of what it's going to look like, because then you don't allow it to become like bigger or more magical than what you ever desired. So if you have got this focus on something, if this is speaking to you, just remember to kind of hold it, but allow it to be something maybe different than what you've perceived in your mind, because then you allow the universe to show you just how good it can be when we relinquish control. Okay. So that's really the energy that you're standing in. The second card is the growth card. So what has been growing in your life and what is ready for maturing? Interesting that I was just speaking about almost not being fixated on, because this is the Moth Spirit and the message on here is surrender now. What has been growing? So I guess this speaks to me as you might be somebody that actually is hyper-focused on something and wants certain things out of your life and whatever. And this card is going, in order for you to grow a little bit, you might need to be surrendering. You might need to be, moths are actually very much like butterflies. They are caterpillars and then they become something other. So there is definitely, and this with growth is quite beautiful, because when we surrender, we don't control or we're not attached to the outcome, and we don't control the outcome. And there's actually a lot of growth in that, because I think it's one of the hardest things for humans to do is to surrender, because we've lived in a world where we've been told we've got to map everything out and plan everything out exactly as it should happen. So if this is you and you've had all this control, how you can grow here is to surrender some of that, because perhaps you are thinking of kind of like a caterpillar, and if you surrender, you'll actually get the moth. You'll get something different. So that's how the message comes through for me. All right. Okay, now the next card is creativity. How does creativity want to show up in your life during this coming season? Now, here we've got the cave, and it is the 8 of the Earth Guardian. So this is the 8 of Pentacles in the normal tarot. But the fact that it's a cave, so I feel like, how does creativity want to show up in your life? So I feel like this means that you might need to retreat. You might need some quiet time. You might need a little bit of introspection. In the traditional tarot, this is the card of mastering your skills, and so taking the time to master something that means something to you, something that you're passionate about, mastering your craft. So, and I guess retreating into the cave, it's something that's very individual to you. So going into so your creativity, really, you need to hone some skill or master your craft, or hone your craft or your skill. It's something to do with that, something that you have got, some skill, some ability, some whatever it is. Your creativity now is asking you to, how can you hone that skill? How can you focus a bit more? Do you need to take a course? Do you need to ask somebody? Do you need to explore something? If you've got A in mind, do you need to get B to kind of feed into A to help you get to A, for argument's sake? So what is that? How does that speak to you? But this is all about a mastering your craft, and so this is also, again, with the cave, going into the cave, you want to put in the time, the discipline, the effort, the determination, the drive, the passion, the ambition. Now is the time. If this is speaking to you, you need to see what it is that you have been wanting to create or bring in, or whatever it is. That's how that speaks. Okay, now is the time, at this sort of the beginning of May. All right. Okay, the next card is all about beauty, love, and joy. This is asking, how can you bring more joy and love and beauty into your life? The card that's come up here is Standing Stones, and it says passage. But what I see is there's quite a dark card there, and yet there is this woman in this very, very vibrant dress, and there's also all this color in the sky. So I would go, that red is very bold. So for me, this is saying be bold. Do something that really lights you up, something that you want to do. Maybe this even means dressing in a strange way, just to go, you know, if you want to wear something and you go, well, I can't really wear it there because it's a barbecue or whatever. Well, wear your bloody fairy dress to the barbecue. Or I'm really feeling like this card is, I mean, she's standing there, she's all on her own, but it feels like she's dressed really, really nicely. And there is like utter magic happening here, but it's only her. And there are all these beautiful stones around. And it's like, be you. Allow yourself to stand out from the crowd. That is how you can bring beauty, love, joy into your life right now. So just be you, really. Be the thing that really, really calls to you. Such a beautiful card. Okay. The next card is the portal. What is asking to be left behind as you step through this threshold moment that is Beltane? Okay, so this card is Spirit of the River, and it's movement towards adventure. I would say that what do you need? What is asking to be left behind? If you're moving into adventure, if this is the portal into adventure, I would again go, it actually ties in very closely to this one. How can you be different? How can you be more you? How can you step into a life that's more adventurous? What is it that is maybe very mundane and not you, something where you've tried to conform or fit into this world, where you now need to start shining your light? You need to leave the mundane behind, and you need to start being like the Spirit of the river and being in flow with what calls to you on any given day, like whatever it is that you feel like doing. This is the portal. This, as we go into May, this is you stepping into this new energy of just being in flow with yourself and doing what you are called to do. How do you step into a life that's more aligned to you, a life that's full of adventure, maybe something that's a little bit scary for you? But how beautiful. How beautiful. How beautiful is that card? Look at the freedom that comes with that. So this portal is asking you to let go of all the things that aren't you and to just be adventurous. Beautiful. All right, the next card is aliveness. What do you need to address for the most authentic version of you to truly come alive or feel alive? Wow. So this is a snow card, and the message on here is silence. Again, I'm feeling back to this this cave and whatever. I feel like there is definitely something within you that is trying to come out, and that will only be found in that cave, in the silence. This is tied to this whole craft that you are wanting to master or bring in. And remember that the snow is something that, well, it's very white. So you end up seeing, you sometimes can see all the dark in the contrast to it, but also it can be a time where maybe things feel a little bit bleak. But remember, on the other side of that, there are always new shoots and new grass as the snow melts. So for you to be the most authentic version of yourself and to feel alive, maybe you need to be spending this little bit of alone time. You need to really be looking at what it is that you want to let go of. What are those maybe dark parts? Can you face them? Can you embrace them? Because remember, when you can embrace them, this freedom and this flow comes in. The dark parts are nothing to be feared. They are, and the alone times and the winter times and that, they're nothing to be feared. They're the precursors. They are the what's the word I'm looking for? They are the fertilizer for all of the new growth that happens in springtime and in summertime. Wow. And remember that even though this might look quiet and silent, that there is always life underneath this. So it might be quiet and silent on the outside, but on the inside, you are coming into your full authenticity or aliveness. You are going to feel really alive if you can do this. Love it. Okay. The next card is a Fae card. What blessing or message do the Fae have to share with you right now? The card that has come up for you is moderation. Is there something you know you shouldn't be eating? Try to eat mindfully and healthily, although the fairies say that a little bit of what you fancy is fine. So I would go as far to say for this is it's not just for food. Is there something that you, or maybe what we should do is, let me change that word eating to consuming. Is there something that you should not be consuming, something that's not good for you? And when we are consuming, it can be food, it can be company, it can be media, it can be anything that's in our field. So try to consume mindfully and healthily, although the fairies say that a little bit of what you fancy is fine. So with me, this is being discerning. The fairies are asking you to be discerning about where you are putting your energy and attention and who you are inviting into your space. Remember, you are trying to bring something in here that is something that you want to share with the world, or some art or craft, or just a more authentic version of yourself. And there might be things that you are doing that are just not aligning to that. So it's just really, don't have people in your company that are going to go, oh, that'll never work, and then shoot your ideas to the ground, or go, oh, you shouldn't be dressing like that. No, get rid of the negativity. You don't need negativity like that. We are in the land of magic now, and you need to just do what you want to do. So, and just be mindful that if you're focusing on this, that you don't get distracted and are led away from the thing that you are currently focusing on, this thing that you are trying to bring in. Interesting message that. It's very, very aligned with this whole reading, actually. Okay. And then the last one is an affirmation. I'm going to pull out my book for this one. It's why I chose these cards, because these cards have an affirmation. What affirmation can help you? What affirmation can you carry with you this season to help you tap into these powerful Beltane energies? And you have got this card, intuition. So already I feel like you should be tapping into your intuition, just in general. You should be tapping into your intuition. As I said, not listening to anybody else, but doing what you feel you need to do right now. So this is what's going to carry you through to this period of the 1st of May, so that you can do what it is that you need to do. Here is your affirmation. I am able to see clearly and accurately through divine assistance. Because remember that your intuition, and I know we often think about it as the third eye, but to me it's the third eye, it's the heart, it's the gut, it's kind of all of it, because it's not one particular place, but the third eye is really our ability to see beyond just what's in our physical world, which is really important. So and we are tapped in here to the divine. We're tapped into here to the divine. And of course, we're tapped in through our gut to our natural body's intelligence. And our body can feel when things are off, even though sometimes our mind's going, oh, you've been a bit silly. Follow you. This is what you need to carry with you. This is going to carry into the season. Follow you. No matter what everybody else is saying, if it feels right for you, follow it. Follow your heart. Follow this thing that you are focusing on. All right. Happy Beltane for all those people that chose this card. If you'd love to comment, if it resonated, hope it did. And it was just a little bit of fun, because why the hell not? And thank you so much for watching this and for participating. Wishing you a magical rest of your day. Okay, so for those of you who have chosen the Spider Spirit, there we go. So the first card is representative of the current self. So this is the energy that you're standing in right now, the energy that you're starting from. And you have got the beauty card. I feel like this is beauty. I feel like you can see something. You can see the beauty in something, or you can see more than what other people see. You can see beyond something. but also looking through this window, it's like you can see into the future, and you are seeing something that other people are not seeing. And where other people might be finding only darkness and only negativity and that kind of thing, you can see something other. So this is the energy of where you are standing right now. And I feel like you might even be somebody who's feeling very much connected to nature at the moment, that you really are spending a lot of time out in nature. You're finding that you want to be in that beauty. You want to be in that natural beauty. Interesting energy. Okay, let's see where this goes. So the second card is your growth card, and this is Spider Spirit. And this is what has been growing in your life and what is possibly ready for maturing. Now, spiders are all about creativity. Make your dreams real. But spiders are, so if this is your growth, this is all about, what are you wanting to create? Spiders are always about creativity. They're creating webs, and we've got the web of life. And here we're connecting back to nature again. And this is making your dreams real. I said that you can see something that other people can't see. So what is it that, so this is your growth. So I feel like something here for you to grow, you might be challenged, and it might be something that, even here again, a lot of people fear spiders, and I mean, I'm one of them. I don't fear them, but let's not go there. But they're an interesting animal, in that a lot of people, they evoke these emotions in people that are probably 90% not favorable. So there is something very interesting in your energy here, where for you to grow, you're seeing through or past something. You're seeing past the fear or the whatever that other people see. You can see something other, and that's where your growth is. So maybe it might be a little bit challenging. You yourself might be finding that you've got to go through a little bit of an uncomfortable thing, or try and see something from a little bit of a different angle, because that is where your growth is, to try and see this thing in a different light from how you've ever seen it before. If something comes across your path sort of around about now, that's what I'm getting from this card. I also love the color. It speaks to me about a lot of spiritual growth, the purples, the blues, I'm thinking a lot about intuition and stuff like that. Such a beautiful card. And there's also no force here. There's something about almost being suspended here in this web. So know that you don't have to force that growth, but if you find yourself feeling uncomfortable, that you don't have to force yourself out of it. Maybe stay with that discomfort and see if it can teach you something. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. All right. The next one is creativity. How does creativity want to show up in your life? What an interesting card. So this is the Great Central Sun, and it's the Sage of Portals. So in the normal tarot, this is the King of Cups. So this is about emotions, and it's a water energy. And the message here, interesting, is normally the King of Cups is allowing this energy to inspire you to lead with empathy and action, because of course we've got the Cups energy coming in here, which is emotion. So it's heart, mind. It's a real balance of leading, because it's the King. So the King's always mastered the emotional energies. So And the fact that it's the great central sun, I feel like this is a really bright light. It's a heart light. So with this creativity, so how does the creativity want to show up for you right now? That was the question. And again, I'm going, well, the sun's outside. I'm being drawn back to nature again. I'm going to connect with your heart. Do you have something in your heart of hearts, something that you really feel passionate about, that is something that is some kind of creative thing that is wanting to come out, that maybe you've not let out until now? Maybe it hasn't seen the light of day in the sun. It's something that you've been kind of keeping to yourself. You can just connect to, the sun, connect to that energy of the sun and see what created, when you connect to the energy of the sun, what is lit up in your heart, and what are you then inspired to create, or what sparks your creativity? I mean, this is really about really balancing the heart and mind, but it's more about creativity. And I mean, creativity can come from the mind, but what is in your heart of hearts? That's really the message that I'm getting at. What is in your heart of hearts? That is something that is going to, I feel like there's something that you want to create, and it's in your heart of hearts, and maybe it's something that nobody else knows about, something that's very close to your heart. Now's the time to bring it out, if this is speaking to you. Okay, so the next one is beauty, love, and joy. So how can you bring more beauty, love, and joy into your life? And we got the water spirit. And interesting, cups, water spirit. You see how this goes. And there's this manifesting dream. So look at the little otter, man. I love this. Again, there's a very nature. We're back to this feeling here. I love this. And water spirit. So again, if this is connected, so it's almost like if you tap into your heart of hearts, into your emotional energy, into whatever it is that you're really passionate about and what you've got in there, I feel like that is this manifesting of your dream. As I said to you, it's something that's close to your heart, but this is going to bring the beauty, the love, and the joy into your life. This is it. Like by you tapping into that creativity and creating whatever it is, or bringing that out, you bring more beauty, love, and joy into your life. I don't know how else to say that, but it's like you've got a green light and this needs to happen now. Okay, so the next one is the portal. What is asking to be left behind as you step through this threshold moment? Ooh. The card is in the hand, and it says the universe is your partner. So what is asking to be left behind? You are being asked to let go of thinking that you've got to do this all by yourself, and feeling like you're not supported, and perhaps even feeling like you can't trust in yourself, and that you are held, you are in the hand of the universe. Like, wow, I mean, you couldn't get any more of a green light for whatever this is that you are brewing here at this time, as we're stepping into Beltane. The universe is your partner. I mean, this is like such a green light and such a confirmation of everything that's been coming in. I love it. It is so, so beautiful. Whoever you are, I'd love to know in the comments who chose Spider Spirit. Okay, so let go of all that. Let go of all the doubt and the worry, and just do it. Okay. The aliveness card. What do you need to address for the most authentic version of you to come alive and feel truly alive? This is the animals card, and the message on here is companionship. So what do you need to aliveness? What do you need to address, or for the most authentic version of you to come alive and for you to truly feel alive? It's interesting here. We've got a lot of this water energy, this heart energy, cups energy, nature, beauty. And now we're sitting here with companionship and animals. Again, animals are very connected to nature. We've got this theme coming through. But also in your heart of hearts, like companionship. So is there somebody that you want to spend more time with in your life? Is there somebody that you feel good around that maybe gives you ideas? Is there a friend that you want to call and share this thing that is very close to your heart with, and use them as a sounding board? You could even find, if you have animals or you are drawn to a certain animal, maybe this is calling you to go and spend some time with that animal, or just spend time with your animals, because that, whatever it is then going to come out. But this is the way for you to feel most alive. So however this is speaking to you, if it's somebody that you want to share your dream with, if it's spending time with your animals, you might find you just get some kind of epiphany or download. If you've been called to spend, maybe you want to go, like, say, for example, you go, for some reason, I just want to be around horses at the moment, but there's no horse. Go find a horse. I mean, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. If something has been calling you or speaking to you, that's going to make you feel the most alive. Powerful reading this, whoever you are. Okay, and now we come to the Fae magic here. So what blessing or message do the Fae have to share with me right now? And we've got the go outside message. I mean, didn't we start with nature? And didn't we? I mean, this is fascinating. Go outside. And again, the animals. I mean, this is calling you to basically be in nature, or be with animals, or have some connection to nature. Go outside. This is speaking to you, whoever you are, loudly and clearly. You're obviously spending too much time indoors because, you also need to see the sun. Okay, the message on the card is, it's time to go outside. Tune into the powerful peace of nature wherever you are and feel at one with your habitat. How interesting. All right, the final card is the affirmation. So this is an affirmation that you can carry with you as you step in through this May portal into Beltane. And this is meant to be something that can help you and guide you. So what's come up for you is soul journey. I love the way that there is this pathway walking towards. Have you seen so there is a pathway, and the first card, there was a gateway, or also like a pathway through that window. I love how this is the beginning card and this is how the end card. It's like a journey. So it's beautiful. So this, I feel like it really is a soul's journey. There's something there that needs to come out, and there's something that is wanting to be now as we step into this May energy. There's an affirmation in this book, these cards, which I'm going to read to you, because you can use this as you go about your creations here. So the message for you is, through the light of God, I ask for my will to be recognized by the highest order, guiding me upon my life's journey. And I love, that's quite a powerful message. And you've got the great central sun here, and you've got a soul journey. I feel almost like you are bringing in something like through the sun. The sun is a portal, so, and then you've got all this nature stuff and whatever, this being outside. So I don't know what it is that you are bringing in with these Beltane energies, but the veil is thin. Whatever it is that you are bringing in, please bring it in. I feel like this is something quite magical. So that is the end of that reading. Thank you so much for being here, Spider Spirit people. And I'd love to know in the comments if that resonated. Thank you so much for watching, and wishing you a magical rest of your day. Hello, Buffalo spirited ones. Okay, here is your reading. So the first card is your current self. So it's really what energy you're standing in right now. So what are you starting from? And you have got acceptance. Whoever you are, I feel like there is something about you where you are standing at the moment. It might not be that comfortable for you, but you are learning how to accept things in your life. You're learning how to just be with yourself, with circumstances, and with that comes a certain amount of freedom. Even though initially this acceptance sometimes feels a little bit uncomfortable, but look at how she's opening up, and it's almost like that boat is floating on the clouds. And so with that acceptance, I think if you're not there yet, you might just be learning to just not like loosen your grip a bit with control and stuff. You're learning to be more, to accept more, to surrender, it's all those kinds of things. I feel like this is the energy coming through here. This is where you are right now. And perhaps if you're somebody who's not, and you're struggling with like the things keep seeming to not go your way and things like that, maybe this is a message to step more into that acceptance. So I guess it could be either or, but I feel like the person who's chosen this is kind of there. You're on your way already. I don't know. Okay. And I didn't really think about that, but this is the buffalo spirit. So the buffalo is a very, very grounded animal, and the buffalo just goes kind of with the flow. You know, they're very grounded, they're kind of calm, they're kind of, they're not like agitated, flighty animals. So again, I feel like you are learning to accept and to be more in flow and surrender. Okay. So just with the second card, this is the growth card here in this reading. And so it's really what's been growing or what is ready to mature. And the message on here is the abundant universe will provide. Oh my word. How profound is that? So when you accept and when you relinquish control and whatever, so you are learning, this is your growth thing, to learn that the abundant universe will provide by you accepting, surrendering, being in flow. You don't need to force anything. You just simply need to be. So this is your growth card. So can you allow that in? Can you just know that the abundant universe will provide for you? Okay. The next card is for creativity. How does creativity want to show up in your life during this coming season? And what we have here is neutralize the charge. This is the 5 of activation. So this is the 5 of swords in the normal tarot. This shows that normally the 5 of swords is all about change, but it normally signifies that there can be conflict or disagreement. But through the conflict and the disagreement, there's some higher awareness, or it's almost like, sometimes when people argue and they have a disagreement and then everything comes out in the wash. So instead of being just a yes, no, or people pleaser, or what do I want to say? Like almost like biting your tongue. It's almost like through the disagreements and through the turmoil and through the airing of each viewpoint and whatever, even if it does cause a disagreement, that there is some higher awareness or another perspective that is gained. There's always something good that almost comes out of it, even if it's just a clearing of the air. And I mean, the imagery on this card is, it's kind of going all the way up and then you've got wings. So this is creativity. How does creativity want to show up? So for me, it might be that something is difficult. There is some kind of conflict. There's some kind of you might have to even go against like other people, like maybe people are going, no, this isn't the thing you should be doing, or why would you want to be doing that, like you've never done that before, or something like that, where there's some kind of disagreement or some kind of conflict or something, but there is something creative and something that's going to come out of that, as I say, that higher awareness or the clearing of the air or somebody learning something about themselves. There can be defeat in that, but it's more like picking your battles. So what I get from this is if something's important to you, if something is important to you, you need to go with it, no matter who is telling you that it is the worst idea ever. This is how you bring out your creativity at this time into the world. Don't worry about what other people are saying. And even if you end up fighting with them, who cares? and pick your battles. You know, maybe you just say to them, we're going to agree to disagree on this. It doesn't necessarily need to be a battle, but you make no bones about the fact that you are going to do what you want to do. That's what I get from that card. And I feel like it really just leads you to this really high place where you get your wings. Like there's wings here. It's quite beautiful. There is this elevation and this creativity that is coming through. Now the beauty, love, and joy card. How can you bring more beauty, joy, and love into your life? You have the elves card, and this is playfulness. So this card is asking you, I love this because the veil is thin during Beltane, like it is at Halloween. And there's a very, very fae-like energy that comes in with Beltane, and you have got the elves as well. So there's a double amount of fae energy here. For whoever's in this reading, please comment and let me know who chose buffalo. I mean, I can see a buffalo with all these fairies around him. But you've got to be playful. This is how you bring more joy, love, and beauty into your life at this time. Be playful. And again, it doesn't need to be a conflict or a battle, but follow your heart. Be playful. Find that magic. Look to the stars. How powerful is that? Here you are. Wow. Okay, the next one is the portal. So what is asking to be left behind as you step through this portal into May? Now, you've got the card here, benefactor, and it's grace and generosity. So what I get from this is that you have got grace and generosity, and I feel like you're going to be getting some support, some kind of support as you step through this portal. And so what you need to leave behind is the fact that you are not supported, or that you've got to go at this alone. And I'm just being reminded of this message on here: the abundant universe will provide. So this is speaking to this. So let go of the idea that you need, that you don't have everything that you need. Grace, generosity, benefactor. I feel like there's going to be some kind of help or some kind of support or something that shows up if you can, again, accept and surrender and just allow everything to fall into place. But also hold your ground and don't let anybody get you off track. So it's quite nice. It's really quite beautiful. Okay. Now the next one is aliveness. What do you need now for the most authentic version of you to come alive and for you to feel alive? And oh my word, this card is gravity, and the word on here is groundedness. And now I'm being reminded once again of our beautiful buffalo. What did I say about him in the beginning? So this is what do you need to feel like the most authentic version of you and to feel the most alive? You need to be grounded. So you bringing something in, but but gravity and groundedness. So make sure that you are grounding, make sure that you are drinking your water, maybe spending time out in nature. I love this. I mean, and even in this card, you know, this benefactor, we've got animals. We've got these two beautiful little mice. We've got the elves. We've got the buffalo, and now we've got all these beautiful deer standing here. So I really feel like you're somebody that could benefit greatly from being out in nature at the moment, and particularly with that elf energy coming through there. For nature, yes, nature spirits, absolutely. So speaking of the elves, the next card is the Fae. What message or blessing do the Fae have for you? And you have got the New Beginnings card. And I feel like here, from when you finally like show up and don't listen to other people and maybe challenge people where before you've kept quiet, and maybe there's conflict now where there never was before, that you get this new beginning. You get this new something else that comes in. So let's see what's on the card. This fairy godmother heralds the joyous news of the new. It could be the birth, a literal birth of a baby, or a cherished idea. Protect and nurture your ideas as you would a baby. And again here, don't allow anybody to get you off track. And be the buffalo, be immovable. If you've got something to do here, be immovable about it. Just, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. Be the buffalo. This is a very, very powerful message coming through here for you to do you. Okay. The last card is an affirmation, something to help you move through from now to sort of into May. And you have got the self-love card. Again, I go, this is all about listening to your own advice and putting yourself first. Doing what you want. No more of the people pleasing or the keeping quiet. This is the time for you to shine. Can you be courageous and put yourself first? So these cards have affirmations, so I'm going to read you yours. I nurture the child within me. I am complete, whole, and secure. I am safe. Wow. Powerful message. Well, whoever you are, Buffalo Spirit, I hope that was interesting and fun, and maybe you learned something or will have something that comes in. And so thank you for being here. Do share in the comments if you feel called to share. And wherever you are, wishing you a magical rest of your day. Hello, koi fish spirits. Right, here is your reading. So this first card is your current self. So this is the energy that you find yourself in at the moment. And you have got the light card. So this is really your starting point, where you're starting from. I feel like whoever has chosen this is somebody that perhaps has been releasing a lot of burdens. Maybe you've done a lot of inner work. You're starting to feel a little bit lighter. You maybe feel a little bit different. You're starting to really settle into a new energy. Maybe you've been, as I say, maybe you've been shifting. Maybe you've been doing a lot of inner work. You are starting to feel a little bit lighter. And you could even be still there, but I feel like there's a sense about you that you feel lighter, even though you might not be fully emerged from whatever it is that you've been going through or dealing with, or it's and almost like you're able to carry more light almost. But there's something about you that feels probably more like you, or more and more authentic than you ever have up till now, kind of thing. That's the energy I get from this. All right, so moving on to growth. So this is what has been growing in your life, and perhaps what's maturing. And this is now where the koi fish spirit comes in. the message on here is that there is always enough. So I feel like perhaps you're somebody that has struggled with abundance or struggled with not feeling like you are enough, not feeling like there was even enough to support you. And so now, and I think that's part of your growth, is that through you now realizing and maybe starting to shift a little bit into the slightly lighter energy, you realize that you were always enough. And perhaps, there's almost like she's breaking out of the illusion, or there's this freedom or something. So I feel almost like this is your growth thing. You've almost had to go through whatever it is that you've gone through, because now you've actually realized that you are enough. There is enough. And you've now learned that there's been some kind of hardship or something, and something that you've battled with. And I feel it's more, for me, it feels like more that you have felt like you were not enough, or you've battled with your self-worth or that kind of thing. But you have grown so much through that, because now when you now see your worth and realize that you were always worthy, but that you now see it, you have even more of an appreciation for where you are and how far you've come. It's that kind of feeling that I get. Quite beautiful. Okay. So the next one we've got is the creativity card. This is asking, how does creativity want to show up in your life during this coming season? And we've got heartfelt communication, and this is the initiate of activation. So this is the Page of Swords in the traditional tarot, okay? And Swords is a very mental card, and it's air energy. And normally the page is about new ideas, new beginnings, new ideas, that sort of thing coming in. And so this is almost like innovative ways of thinking. Innovative ways of thinking bring new information, bring growth. So it's kind of like new and updated, new ways of communicating, of bringing things in, new ideas, that kind of thing. And it can also be honing our abilities. The interesting about the wording on this card is it's heartful communication, but I don't know if you can see that in the word heart, A-R-T, is in capital letters. So there's art. So I think, and this is all about communication. So again, it's about speaking. It's about speaking and being you. And it's almost like when you do that, I mean, I love the energy of this card. There's this beautiful, almost like wings here. And then you can see there's wings up there. And just look at her face and look at the peace and everything that's on that card. So this is your creativity. I feel like you're somebody who needs to speak something. You need to teach something. You need to share your wisdom. You need to, there is something, your creativity is the way that you communicate and the way you share things. So you could be somebody that wants to, maybe wanted to write a book. Maybe you've always dreamt about having a YouTube channel. Maybe you want to speak. Maybe you want to, there's something that's calling you to impart your knowledge here. And it's new stuff coming in, like new ways of thinking and new ways of doing things. And you possibly have a real fear of expressing yourself publicly and that sort of thing. This is very, very interesting, because if I go back to the first card, I feel like you've been set free from something. And so it feels like there is something like that's almost waiting to come out as we step into this new May energy, something that is quite different. And again, with that koi fish spirit, that you've always been enough. You've always been more than you've realized, and now it's like it's bubbling out of you and it wants to be shared. It's that kind of energy that I'm feeling here. I'd love to know who chose this pile. All right, the next card is beauty, love, and joy. So how can you bring more beauty, love, and joy into your life? And you've got the Phoenix card. Wow. Now, yeah, you are rising from the ashes. As I said, I feel like you've gone through. I mean, I haven't looked at the cards that I've pulled, but when I said I feel like you've gone through something, or you're coming out of something, or you are now rising from the ashes. And so, how can you bring more joy, love, and creativity into your life? It's almost like just by the allowing this, whatever it is that you've gone through, all that old energy to be transmuted. You are now rising from it. Let it go, leave it behind. It's almost like you're stepping into a new you. And this, when you step into this new you experience more joy, love, and beauty in your life. Why? Because it is you. It's the authentic you. Very, very powerful energy here. I don't know who you are, but wow. Okay. Next is the portal. What is asking to be left behind as you step through this threshold energy? Okay, so you've got Fortune's wheel, and it's luck and right timing. So if this is the portal, what are you being asked to let go of? This is luck and right timing. So this ties back to where I said, I feel like you have maybe battled with your self-worth and all of that. This luck and right timing, you need to let go of perhaps thinking that maybe you've missed out, or you've missed your chance, or you're too old, or it's too late, or other people are lucky, you are not. This is the Wheel of Fortune. So this is really letting go of all of these stories that your mind is telling you, that your small self is telling you, letting go of all of that and understanding that everything has its right timing. Everything comes in cycles, and all of us are on our own little clock and our own little journey, and that everything happens in divine timing, in right timing. So if you can you let go of feeling like you have missed the boat, feeling like it's too late? No. It is not too late. Look how this beautiful wheel is starting to just burn and light up. And so this reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune in the tarot, actually, and it is a card of change and moving out of one cycle and into another. Again, I'm being reminded of this here. You have transformed. Something new is being birthed. This is a new beginning. This is a new cycle. If you can let go of all those old stories, that's old news. We're not bringing that into this new energy. Let go of all of that. The who you are now is perfect. Okay. Right. So those are just stories, and you're not going to be attached to them anymore. That's what tells me that's what you've got to let go of now. All right. The next one is aliveness. So what do you need to be the most authentic version of yourself and to make you feel the most alive? And you've got this beautiful, like, stag energy here. Plants, and what it says on there is growth. So what do you need to address for the most authentic version of yourself to come through? What do you need to make yourself feel most alive, or the most alive? I'm feeling strongly called to tell you that you need to spend more time in nature. Perhaps you're somebody that really likes to work with plants. Maybe you like trees, maybe you like gardening, could be that kind of thing. But this is also growth here. remember when we come through these difficult times and we transmute and we evolve and we shed versions of ourselves, and every time we shed another mask or whatever, the truer self emerges. So I go, the more you can grow and shed those old stories, the more alive you're going to feel and the more authentic you're going to become. But nature can definitely help you to get there. And if you are somebody that likes plants or trees or gardening or growing vegetables or whatever, go do that thing. Go do those things. Beautiful. Okay, and then the fairies have a message or a blessing for you. And wow, you've got the inspiration card. Look at the freedom in this. How much does that look like that? I mean, I just love it. I love it. Inspiration. So let's see what the fairy message is for you. Be prepared, as you'll soon receive a visit from the fairy of inspiration. Come dusk or dawn, she can call at any time. Oh, okay. So now, when I said if you're somebody that, well, nature can help you, but if you're somebody that likes to garden, be with the trees, grow vegetables, or whatever, okay, when you are in nature, please be aware of the fairies, because they are always found out in nature. They are always found out in nature with vegetables, with plants, with rocks, with water. These are nature's guardians. So when you're out doing your vegetables, gardening, being with the trees, being out in nature, whatever, please pay attention to any elemental signs that you might hear, any messages that you might receive. I love it. You're going to be getting some inspiration here. Now that you've come through all of this transformation and whatever, maybe it is that you're going, oh, what do I do now? You definitely need to be sharing something that maybe is feeling really uncomfortable for you. You are entering a new cycle, and just maybe there's something that's going to, I feel like you're going to get some inspiration, some kind of epiphany, some kind of little like compass thing to go, oh, that's the direction I now need to go in. Beautiful. Wow. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So the final card is your affirmation card. So this is the card this is the affirmation, or this is the thing, that the energy that you can carry with you as you step through into this May energy to do what it is that you're here to do. And you have got the illusion card. Now, I find this fascinating because, as I say, I hadn't looked at any of these, and I was speaking about you having those old stories. Those old stories are not you. They're not true. They're an illusion. So I feel like you are, with this whole, this rebirth, this phoenix, this new cycle that you're coming in, I feel like you are letting go of the illusions that you've always been under. And there's something really powerful coming out for you. The affirmation for this, and that you can take with you, is, I hear deep messages with strength and clarity from my soul. My soul knows the way forward. I trust my inner guidance. I hear deep messages. There we go. So whatever it is that you're here to share, and this new energy that you're stepping into, listen to yourself, listen to your soul, listen to the messages. Never forget that you are transforming. There is you are enough, and you are now just becoming more. You're just becoming more of you than you've ever been before. And so, wow, my koi spirited people out there who are listening to this, I send you so much love and joy, and yeah, it's just sending you just so much energy that you get the messages from your soul that you are needing to take the next step of your journey as you step out of this old energy. The rebirth is good. The light that you are now shining is good. And even if you don't fully know what's going on yet, I have the feeling that you will know soon. I'd love to know in the comments if this was you. This is quite a powerful one. Wherever you are, wishing you a magical rest of your day.